Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking on the topic that is medicinal plants and anti-helminthic activity. So we'll be talking about anti-helminthic activity, why it is important, why are we concerned about these diseases, and what are the solutions that can come up with this problem. So there are many diseases that are caused by helminths. So they can be transmitted different ways. So soil transmitted nematodes, uh, they causes diseases like ascariasis, trichuriasis, strongyloidiasis, and filarial nematodes, they causes lymphatic filariasis, onchocerciasis, loesis, dracunculiasis. So these are the diseases that are caused by filarial nematodes. So platyhelminth fluids, uh, these are another type of helminths that causes schistosomiasis, foodborne trimadodiasis. So again, there is another types of platyhelminth. There is the platyhelminth tapeworm that causes cysticercosis. So I'd like to mention here that helminths can be parasitic as well as non-parasitic. So in this discussion, we'll be talking only about the helminths which are parasitic in nature, and these are the different transmission ways or different uh, diseases caused by the parasitic helminths. So this is the human helminth affecting the world. There are different kind of helminth diseases that are affecting. The most affected disease is the ascariasis, followed by trichuriasis, hookworm, strongyloids. So out of this, ascariasis is the disease that has affected the world in a vast way. So here again, dracunculiasis, this is least affected. And then you can see other diseases like lymphatic filariasis, which has affected about 120 million people. So the whole data shows which diseases has affected at which rate. So we'll talk about the prevalence of the soil transmitted helminth diseases. You can see that most of such diseases, most of the soil transmitted helminths, they have affected mainly the children of age group 1 to 14 years. So in a global level, about 24% of the children, they are affected, and from India about 68% of the children are affected. So in a global level, there is a 28% of the children which are at high risk to be affected. So why they are at high risk? Because they stay in such an area which are unhygienic, and you can find places from underdeveloped countries or developing countries. Here you can see 870 million children live in area of high prevalence, uh, which include Africa, South Asia, South America. So these are the places which are mostly affected. And from India, you can see about 25%. India is contributing about 25% of the global cases. So here you can see data. So from this data, this is the estimated soil transmitted helminth prevalence. So in this, the green color is representing a very less uh, uh, affected, and the red is the highly affected. More than 50% of the people are affected. Then it shows red color. You can see the orange and the yellow color is about 20 to 50% affected area. So you can see the whole place is mostly of yellow and orange colors, which shows that these are the area which is affected about 20 to 50% or 10 to 20%. So this is about India and nearby in and around India. So when we say about soil transmitted helminth diseases, let's see what are the symptoms. People with light soil transmitted helminth infection, they usually cause no symptoms. And when there is heavy infection, they may cause abdominal pain, they may cause diarrhea, blood and protein loss, rectal prolapse, physical and cognitive growth retardation. So these can be some of the symptoms. And like I said, the unhygienic conditions or the uh, sanitation system which are not in a proper way, they these are the places where such disease occurred. So found in many areas with warm and moist climate. So these for an incubation period for the diseases, the place needs to be warm and moist climate. Even in temperate regions, during the warm months, these diseases can occur. These diseases is considered a neglected tropical diseases or the NTDs. Why? Because they causes high disability and other problems, but because this can be controlled or eliminated, they are of least concern by people. But this should be of concern because it is really affecting the world in a global level. So let's see about the open defecation system in India. So there is a data which shows the when there is less open defecation shows by the maroon color, which is less than 25%, and the highest data is shown by the pink color, light pink color, which is more than 75%, or the light brown color, which is between 50 to 75%. And you can see most of the places in India uh, is between 50 to 70%, 75%. So you can see the open defecation system, and which might be a reason for unhygienic conditions. So this is a data taken from Global Atlas of Helminthic Infection. So here again, let's see the lymphatic filariasis distribution. The red color showing endemic diseases, and the blue color non-endemic. So you can see here the percentage of prevalence. So in India there is a red color. There are huge places of red color, which says that it is endemic, and yellow color which are unknown. So this is the data of lymphatic filariasis in India. Again, this is the distribution of the soil transmitted Helminth survey data, and you can see what are the distribution in here in India. The blue color, which is very less, and you can see only two such distribution. And you can see the red color and the maroon color, which shows about 20 to 49.9, and which is more than 50%. So here you can see the distribution. Although it is sparsely distributed, this should be of concern. So there are many drugs recommended for helminth infection. So what are the antibiotics that can be taken for such infection? This is albendazole, pyrantel palmoate, mebendazole, and levamisole. But WHO recommends albendazole 400 milligram, and mebendazole 500 milligram. But you will see many other brand names or the generic names out of this for antibiotics. So we can say that albendazole and mebendazole are the prime drugs for this problem. So now let's see the traditionally used medicinal plants. Why we are concerned about the traditionally used medicinal plants? Because these are the knowledge not known by most of the people. They are very specific to region, they are very specific to community, or they may be very specific to a particular tribal community. So that is why for a mass knowledge, this needs to be scientifically validated for a future drug development. So for a research purpose, uh, we need to go for in vitro experiment of anti-helminthic activity if we need to go for a scientific validation. So we need to identify first we need to identify the plant, collect it, powder it, and then make an extraction through a particular extraction system. We get the extract. Here, after getting the extract, this needs to be diluted depending upon the potential of the plant. If the plant is highly potential against helminths, then we need to make sure that the concentration should be less. And if it is less potential, then we can go for a high concentration. So this is of the concern. Again, you can go for in vitro experiment by allowing different concentration of the plant extract in a different petri dishes, and then you can place for helminths of choice. Okay, here in this case helminths can be here in this case different species of earthworms can be taken. The positive control, here you can go for albendazole, and then for negative control you can go for 0.9% saline, and observe the experiment for the paralysis and death of the helminths. So how do we know it is paralyzed or dead? When there is no movement of the helminths, then we can say that it is paralyzed, and when there is the fading of the color of the helminth, then we can say that the helminth is dead. So this is how the in vitro experiment is done, and we can note the time for death and paralysis, and then we can calculate the death time. So this is how it is calculated. Again here, if you want to screen for plants that are that has got an anti-helminthic activity, then we can screen for certain secondary metabolites. So what are the metabolites that can be screened for an anti-helminthic activity? So when the plant is rich in glycosides, when the plant is rich in terpenoids, when the plant is rich in tannins, flavonoids, alkaloids. So when these secondary metabolites are high in a plant, then we can go or we can screen such plant for an anti-helminthic activity. So this is a way to screen the plants. So let's talk about the medicinal plants used against helminths. So there was a survey, and there was also a review for so many reported data, and here we have compiled it. So some of them are collected from survey and some of them are collected from the reports. So here this is the Achle marmelos. So the fruit of Achle marmelos is taken as a in a decoction form in an empty stomach, and they recommend use for a week to get rid of helminths. So this is Endographis paniculata. About 4 to 5 leaves are taken, crush it, and then mix with warm water, and then taken in an empty stomach for about 15 days. This can get rid of helminths. Next is aloe vera. You can take the aloe vera pulp, about 1 spoon a day, and then they can be continued for 4 to 5 days. They can act as an anti-helminthic agent. Next is Azadirachta indica or neem. So in this case, about two crushed leaves can be taken with warm water and then given to children, about to children, and then 5 teaspoon can be taken for adult, and this can be continued for about 15 days. So this is a way to get rid of helminths. On the other hand, there is a way to prevent such diseases. So when you take a fried leaves of neem once a week, this can help to prevent such diseases. So Bacopa moneri, so this is an important wetland plant, and the crushed leaf of Bacopa moneri mixed with honey taken in empty stomach for about 3 days. This can be used as an anti-helminthic agent. Next, this is Centella asiatica. The decoction of the plant taken in an empty stomach once a day for 10 to 12 days. So they can be a important anti-helminthic agent. Again, this is Cinnamomum tamala or tejpata. We normally have it in household. So it is easy to find. You can crush the leaf and then mix with warm water and taken in empty stomach for about 13 to 15 days. So it's a way to get rid of such diseases. Here again, citrus acida. You can take the grounded seeds and then or 3 seeds can be taken for children and 5 seeds for adults, mixed with honey and taken twice a day for about 3 days. An effective way to get rid of such diseases. This is Corchorus astruans. The leaves are cooked. They can be cooked and eaten as vegetables, and a great way to get rid of such diseases. Again, coconut mixed with rock sugar, taken in empty stomach for about 15 days every day, can be a good way. Here, this is Leucas aspera. The flowers are edible. The flowers are mixed with honey, taken for about 5 days. It's a good way to get rid of such diseases. Here again, this is pomegranate or Punica granatum. So the root extract is mixed with warm water and 3 teaspoons taken for a week. A very effective way. Here this is Moringa oleifera or drumstick. The powdered seeds are taken about 1 to 4 teaspoons for about a week. A good way to get rid of it. Again, this is Nyctanthus arbitratis. So the flower are edible and they can be eaten. They can be either cooked or eaten or taken fresh. So it's a good way to get rid of helminths. Apart from this, the leaf is a very important anti-malarial agent. So this is an important medicinal plant. Okay, this is Sesamum indicum or sesame plant. So the seeds of sesame seeds, about 50 seeds are taken. You can roast it, powdered it, mixed with honey and taken in empty stomach. A good way to get rid of it. This is Vitex nigundo, which is also a very important biopesticide. So the root paste is mixed with warm water and taken once a day for a week. You can get rid of the helminths. This is Oroxylum indicum. The bark of the plant is mixed with warm water, taken twice a day for 7 days. So this is an important medicinal plant, and because of a high use of this medicinal plant, this comes under the threatened category. So don't forget to plant this tree. So this is Tribulus terrestris. So the powder of the plant is taken against a as an anti-helminthic agent. You can see there are so many different products that are coming out of this plant. It is an important medicinal plant in this case as an anti-helminthic agent. So this is leucocephala. So the seed are eaten, they can be eaten fresh or they can be cooked and eaten. So this is also a good way to get rid of the helminths. Okay, let's talk about some of the tuberous plants. So this is Gingiber zarumba. The tubers are cooked and eaten, and it is a very good anti-helminthic agent. This plant is also known as a shampoo ginger, or when you squeeze this part of the plant, then a very slippery liquid will be released, which can be used as a shampoo, natural shampoo. Again, this is Stephania japonica. The tubers are cooked and eaten as an anti-helminth or as an anti-helminth. So this is again one important tuberous plant. So that is all for today. That's all about the uh, medicinal plants which are used against helminths and some basics of the helminths. Thank you so much.